Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, September 2nd, 2014. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has signed off on a gift of equipment and machinery from the government of Japan, totaling $5.8 million. Speaking at the signing ceremony earlier today at Cabinet Room, Counselor of the Embassy of Japan based in Trinidad and Tobago, Masatoshi Sato, says the grant aid is specifically for the provision of industry, products and projects for the improvement of the fisheries sector, along with specific assistance to help repair damage caused by the December 2013 floods.
The grant for improvement of fisheries equipment and machinery is intended to improve fisheries product distribution and fisheries management and is valued at approximately $4.8 million. The grant will be utilized for upgrading and replacing fisheries equipment and machinery and accompanying facilities that were installed by Japan's previous grant aid. It will also be utilized for installing new equipment and machinery based on fisheries management needs. The project for improvement of fisheries equipment and machinery will allow existing fisheries projects to continue to serve their originally intended purposes and to benefit a variety of stakeholders in the fisheries sector. The grant for the provision of industrial products is intended to support the promotion of the economic and social development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and is valued at approximately $1 million.
And Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Saboto Caesar expressed thanks to Japan for the grant aid and for their continued efforts at deepening the cooperation with SVG, particularly as it relates to the fisheries sector.
This is a part of an overall framework for partnership between our states. The unwavering support over the years has helped us in our quest to create blue growth, which is utilization of our marine resources to create wealth for citizens and economic growth for the entire country. It is our goal to continue to unlock the potential of our seas and our oceans. We are going to work to fully utilize the resources that we have, the maritime resources that we have in our territorial seas, or EEZ, and this is not only a national target, but it is one that is pursued by the OECS and also by CARICOM.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gansav says among the equipment to be received are computers, vehicles, refrigerating system for ice plants at various fishing complexes across the country, along with equipment for Braxa, NEMO and the fire department.
Condensing unit, both the compressor and the condenser in an integrated model, the ice machine, the flake type, the fishermen to hear that, the control panel, then you have in a compressor, then you have ice storage and the chilled room and the cold room with a set of facilities and some other equipment, including a transformer, for instance, for out there. So these are practical hands-on things which would help the fishermen in doing their work. And the people who operate the fishery unit out there must take care of this equipment. Then we go to Patchett Farm Beckway. We are also going to address the refrigerating system with the ice plant, the cooling unit for cold storage, and some other equipment again, such as a transformer.
The Japanese representative said the equipment are expected to arrive here within a one-year period. An apology has been issued to Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gansav by the head of the Holy Trinity Church in Georgetown, Xavier Marshall, for the behavior of some persons who attended the funeral service of the late talk show host Eduardo E.G. Lynch back in July. The Prime Minister says a letter was hand-delivered to him when he attended yet another funeral at the church recently. The letter expressed apologies from Marshall, who at the time of Lynch's funeral was not in the country.
Dr. Gonzalez, greetings. Permit me to extend my sincerest apologies for the lack of decorum and poise displayed at the funeral of E.J. Lynch in the month of July. Regrettably, I was out of the state. The obvious procedures of protocol were not observed, and the lack of respect for God and each other was embarrassing and distasteful, and for this, again, I apologize. Please be assured that you are welcomed in our parish and congregations within, in our parish church and congregations within the parish, Mungan and Tufancy, at any service or occasion that your schedule would allow, and that you, your government, and the opposition are always in our prayers.
Meantime, Prime Minister Gonzalez said that there is a need for reconciliation in the country. Speaking at yesterday's media conference, Dr. Gonzalez said reconciliation is needed at all levels. However, most is needed at the community level.
Most reconciliation is at community levels, where we have to live with one another as our neighbors. And of course, we need reconciliation between and within churches too. And we need reconciliation workplaces, and we need political reconciliation too. Because political reconciliation doesn't work well in a climate where the opposition announced that they're having non-cooperation. But Pastor Oliver and Bishop Friday came to me, and I told them that I will speak publicly and I will ask our supporters at the community level, be civil to persons, even those from the opposition, who, don't war with them. Please, be civil also to your people who are ULP supporters. Be civil to people in your church, even those who are outside of your church. Let us live better.
The Prime Minister also called on radio hosts to tone down what he calls some of the invectives.
I know we still have political competition, and in a democracy you will still have differences and you talk about them. But you can talk about them in a manner which doesn't get abusive of people in a personal sense. So I think that is important, and I want to put out that message.
Almost 3,000 young adults here are said to have benefited thus far from the annual SVG Coast Guard Youth Development Program. On Saturday, approximately 140 of these young people graduated from the program, now in its 21st year. Program coordinator Kenlet Francis says the 2014 summer program was geared towards raising the quality of life for all its participants.
Our motto, shaping our youths for life high seas. This year, we've incorporated 3 different color t-shirts for participants, facilitators, coordinators, as well as an official Youth Development Summer Program logo, which is on the sleeve of the t-shirt. The 2014 Youth Development Program got started on July 14th and ended on the 20th of August with our annual Sports Day. There were 44 participants in Phase 1, 45 in Phase 2, and 49 in Phase 3.
Francis says the participants hailed from as far as Barley on the leeward side to Sandy Bay on the windward end, and were exposed to topics such as history of the Coast Guard, along with personal and leadership development.
Conflict resolution, navigation, seamanship, safety at sea, boat handling, tying of knots, substance abuse and prevention, human sexuality, professional etiquette. There's a tour to Renwick power plant at Lomans Bay, first aid and CPR, treasure hunt, boat ride and picnic. Over the couple of weeks, the participants, having been exposed to all subject areas, have demonstrated a higher level of maturity. They are more enlightened on ways to develop oneself and becoming stronger leaders. They illustrate the ways to effectively deal with conflicts. They identify the different substances and their preventions. They demonstrated the proper ways to be safe at sea and tying knots. They have demonstrated skills in driving the Coast Guard boat.
Meanwhile, lawyer and feature speaker Michael Charles spoke on the topic, Shaping Our Youth for Life High Seas. Charles made reference to some 12 principles by which a successful youth program can be evaluated, such as learning the knowledge and skills related to leadership, the beliefs and values of the Vincentian Society, and to facilitate the development of individual strengths and leadership styles.
To emphasize experiential learning and to provide opportunities for genuine leadership. To involve youth in service to others, to our community, to the country, and by extension to our world. To facilitate self-reflection, processing of learning, both individually and cooperatively. To involve youth in collaborative experiences, teamwork, and networking with peers. To involve youth in significant relationships with mentors, positive role models, and other nurturing adults. And to be developed around stated purposes and goals. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to put to you that the Coast Guard, over the past 21 years, and by God's grace with the future, has met and exceeded the threshold for a successful youth development program.
With over 10,000 Acer laptops already distributed to secondary and college students across the country, and an additional 1,086 remaining to be distributed by the end of this week, the recipients of these computers are finding creative ways to maximize the benefits of these computers. Jamisha Wright tells us more in this report.
Monday, September 1st, 2014 marked the beginning of a new school year. And for some students, the creation of new friendship as they embarked on a new adventure in their lives. On the said day, SVG-TV News took a drive to some random locations across the country and observed many students on the roadsides with their laptops that were provided to them by the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Hello.
Hi.
We are in Boom Boom in Annisville. This area is called Upper Cane. Thank you for the correction. Upper Cane Hall. First, tell us your name and what school do you attend?
My name is Angela Hamilton and I attend to the Western Just Secondary School.
How about you? What school do you attend?
My name is Antonica Hunt. I am to our Western Just Secondary School
as well. Okay. What are you doing here today? What are you looking at? School open today, so what are you
I'm researching on the writer of who wrote the biology books. Yes, so I'm looking at Peter Godfrey. Yes, Smith, who writes the biology books.
Okay. Overall, how do you feel to have this laptop? When you heard you were getting a laptop, how you felt?
I felt excited, good. Feel like, okay, I'm gonna get a laptop so I can research on my work and homework and stuff. Yeah. So it will be easier to like get things done on a laptop.
Yeah. All right. How about you? Tell us how you feel.
Good.
We're here in Glen, and you guys are twins. You guys are brothers. Yeah. Tell us the names.
Rahim Durham.
And you are?
Imran Durham.
And you guys go to the Emmanuel High School, Mesopotamia. Yeah. What form are you in?
Form 2.
All right, and obviously you guys, school has reopened. You went to school today?
Yes.
How was the first day of school?
Well, it was actually good.
We hear you guys are on a truck. On the laptops. You getting Wi-Fi from where? This house?
No, that house.
All right. Tell us what are you doing? I see Facebook open here. What were you doing? What are you doing?
Well, for actually telling the truth, just chatting with some friends, signing up for Gmail, and talking to some people on WhatsApp.
Great. All right. What about you? What are you doing?
Well, as usual, I just turn on my computer and pick up the Wi-Fi. I'm going on the internet now to sign up for my Gmail account so I can get my schoolwork and so and do other stuff.
All right. So how do you feel? Is this your first laptop?
No, please.
You had one before?
Yes, please.
So do you have two laptops or you had one that's not working now?
No, we had to repair back the ones that were working.
Oh, so your first laptop was the one that was given to you first by the government?
Yes, please. We have to feel good because we have to write in school again. We get all the works on this website. So that's why we had to sign up for the website. So we have to give thanks for the laptops and them, so we can do researches and things.
But why you guys chose to come on the truck? I mean, I had to climb up to get up here. Why you guys chose to come on the truck to do this?
It's a better connection to internet.
Oh. Okay, all right.
Because they were sit down and pick it up there. When the truck, they used to forget the internet good. They just cut out and cut in.
According to the Ministry of Education, by the end of this week, an additional 1,086 laptops will be presented to Form 1 students across the country. Jamisha Wright reporting for SVG-TV News.
Still to come, grieving mother seeks answers into son's death while behind bars. More stories on the local scene when SVG-TV News continues. Don't go away. Welcome back. Investigations are said to be ongoing into the death of 20-year-old Renwick Hutchins, who died while serving a 2-year jail term. Hutchins reportedly died at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital 2 days after falling off a roof at the prison facility at Belle Isle on August 26th. According to his mother, Nicole Hutchins of Hamilton Beckway, her son, who had 3 weeks left to serve, died as a result of multiple head wounds he sustained when he fell. The grieving mother told SVG-TV News that her son will be greatly missed. She's irate because she insists that she was never contacted by prison officials when the incident occurred.
And it's very hard for I losing a 20-year-old son just coming out feeling happy, and officers, none of them haven't called me and told me that my son fell down. It's when I reached to the hospital, I get to know them now when to call me. I say, well, late. A good individual done text me and told me that my son fell. And it's painful for me, paying money coming up here every minute. And I had to get a lawyer into the situation. They're asking me, Mr. Matthews is asking me, who bring lawyer? I said, don't question me. When the lawyer done do what he have to do, then you question him. And it's very painful for me. It's 5 kids I have, I'm just 39, and I need some justice from them.
Hutchins added that she wants answers into the circumstances surrounding her son's death.
To me, all them saying he fell off. They're trying to spin me wrong, say he got blacked out. They're saying that he feel bad. I say I want a good explanation how my son get up there, because every time I visit my son, he always in the kitchen chefing, which is a white suit he always doing. He is a chef in Billa's kitchen. So I don't know how come he get up with somebody else question them and ask them if a guy that they honor why the reason I have to put a guy up there.
And the lawyer Israel Bruce is part of the legal team hired by Nicole Hutchins to look into the death of her son. Bruce told SVG-TV News he has already contacted the relevant authorities on the matter.
I have had the opportunity to write to the Commissioner of Police asking him to address some matters of concern to us, inclusive of how soon the investigation is going to be underway, if it is possible for him to disclose who is going to be heading up the investigations, and at least an indication as to the approximate length of time that this investigation is likely to take. I know it might be a very difficult question, that last one, but at least give us some parameters within which to work.
Meanwhile, Bruce says the state promises to take care of the funeral expenses of Hutchins and to look after the welfare of his 1-year-old child, which he says is a good start. He says that further action will be decided pending the outcome of the investigation.
That is as far. What we need to do from here on in, though, is to await the outcome of the investigations and assess the information for what it is worth. And having done so, we will determine what position we are in and what likely actions are necessary so as to ensure, as you heard from the mother, she needs to be satisfied in her mind that justice is served with regards to the death of her son. and that is of paramount importance to us. We're not prepared to rush the gun. We're prepared to let the necessary investigation take its place, and of course we will be in a better position to advance whatever positions we will or would love to advance for the benefit of the Hutchins for the loss of their son.
Isaiah Spencer, a 16-year-old student of the J.P. Eustace Secondary School and a resident of Green Hill, has been given a 3-year suspended jail sentence for possession of a firearm. When the teenager appeared at the Kingston Magistrates Court, he pleaded guilty for having in his possession the firearm without the relevant license at Green Hill on August 28, 2014. The court heard that on the date in question, detectives from the CID were on mobile patrol in the Green Hill area when they received certain information. It was during such time that they proceeded to a house where the defendant, Spencer, was seen sitting around a table with 2 other males. The firearm was also seen on the table. The 3 men were taken into custody, but Spencer admitted that the gun was his. He was therefore charged for the offense. Concerns are being raised by some persons that the recent spate of shootings at or near community shops could potentially have an adverse effect on these businesses. The latest shooting incident occurred last Sunday night at a shop in the Glen community, where 2 men were gunned down and 3 others injured while playing dominoes. SVG-TV News has also reported several other instances where persons have either been shot at or killed while at some of these community shops. About 2 months ago, that's at a shop in the Evesham area, 2 persons were gunned down in a drive-by shooting. It was later reported that one of the men who was killed was an innocent bystander. In light of the developing trend, SVG-TV News earlier today used the opportunity to speak to some of the small businessmen in several of the affected communities to get their views on the recent trend and whether it is having a negative impact on business and what measures they have been implementing to protect themselves and their customers.
Business a little slow now because people kind of fear their life and thing right now, you know. So kind of slow right now with people coming out at the kind of hour.
So more reason why you really want persons like this grandparents to stop?
Yes, we wanted to stop, man.
But it is affecting your business?
Plenty, man, and not my business only. Other people have business too, who run at certain time in the night, you know. So I cut down my time now, where I used to run. I go down a little bit with the hours because of the kind of crime we're hearing going on right now. So we would like to, as I say, we would like it to cease.
Well, I don't really care to see a decrease because all who get shot come down this way. Now we live near the park. There are shows in the park, and Alkaline was just there. It wasn't a big grand show, what we was expecting. So, you know, probably what happened could cause all that slowing down because people fear to walk and things at nights.
For me, I wouldn't really say that my place was, you know, that affected because basically it's students, and I mean, what I do is just food and soft drinks. So you wouldn't find no big set of, you know, people hanging around and so forth. Basically it's just students. For me, I wouldn't say that it affected my business. I go there, right? Different to that, yeah, 1 or 2 of them, you know, who would have said, well, at a certain time they would close the business and so forth. They not open up late again because, you know what I mean, what been happening. But around Billy here, I mean, things, it ain't really that bad.